In the books of great religions, the symbol of heaven has been used to give mankind the intuitions of the semi-subtle realm. This is a beautiful and powerful symbol. However, as is valid with all symbols, here as well, it should not be stuck only with forms. For, it should be remembered that these symbols have been placed in order to address various human comprehensions of every cycle, and consequently, to reach some ends and purposes. So, the symbol of heaven, which is stated in the religious books, expresses this semi-subtle realm mentioned here, in which the reality of love prevails. In heaven, some images have been mentioned, belonging to a comprehension of time and space, which is akin to world time and space. According to this, those who have entered heaven can move as they like, without hardship and tiredness. Unlike in the world, they can go wherever they want, and they will find the things they want ready before them. This situation expresses the possibilities of the semi-subtle milieu, which we have just mentioned. For, as we have said, in the semi-subtle realm as well, beings can immediately create the space or images they wish for, without tiring and spending any effort, and they can act as they like. Their wishes and thoughts are realized, as if spontaneously. So, these are the meanings intended by the symbol of heaven. Variations of love, which exist in the plan of love, to an all-encompassing and sublime degree that cannot be understood by mankind, have been explained in the concept of heaven, through material symbols of love, which are helpful for even the most inexperienced of mankind to be able to intuit some things, even in simple meanings. In the symbol of heaven, sublime realms and attainment of divine wisdom in those realms are mentioned. These expressions carry the meanings of the convergence on the sublime harmony, which the beings of the semi-subtle realms, after they go through the most sublime love complexes, will reach in the advanced stages, and that we call the plan of duty. Adaptations and unions in there with divine truths, that is, with the lights of the unitary, which we call harmony, are symbolized in the symbol of heaven, as the reunion with the divine lights. The life in the plan of love allows beings to be gradually freed from the semi-subtle matter, to which they are connected, which prevents their reaching the sublime subtle plans of duty. Love, in order to reach this goal, unifies beings as groups. Gradually, a complete harmony and togetherness is established among groups. Consequently, beings are swiftly prepared for the necessities of the plan of duty, which are total agreement and harmony. The love which gathers the beings into groups, and ensures complete harmony and agreement among those groups, will certainly be of a more profound state than it is in the world. The plan of love is an etheric realm, which entails efforts and activities full of happiness, within its vast scope of love, which is not known by mankind, and prepares the beings for ever higher plans. The subtlety of matter, which is told in the most fantastic fairy tales, appear quite coarse compared with this realm. Moreover, besides the great pleasure and enjoyment given to the beings by this subtlety of matter, which lays all kinds of possibilities before them, the happiness bestowed on the beings, by the extent of love which is unknown to mankind, is high and deep, comparable with nothing in this world. For, in there is no question of facing the anxieties for beings, as it always is in this world, which might be anticipated after every pleasure deemed as happiness. On the contrary, in there, a true happiness is followed by a greater happiness, a true peace which has been attained, is followed by a more meaningful and encompassing peace. The states which start at the initial stages of the plan of love, and which have aspects more or less akin to world time and space, become subtler as the preparations of beings progress, and they start to distance themselves from this closeness to the states in the world. This situation is an expression of beings becoming gradually freed from semi-subtle matter with which they were bonded. As the bonds with semi-subtle matter loosen, the states of perceptual time and space are entered, and aspects of the semi-subtle realm similar to the world are abolished. Convergence of the groups on the plan of duty increase, and the imperatives of the necessities of the plan of duty become more distinct. In the groups interconnected with love, various manifestations of love, particular to this place, support this situation. The beings who are freed from subtle matter combinations become completely free, and acquire the possibilities of changing matter as they wish, by using various matter. 4. By then, the state of remaining connected to a semi-subtle matter combination, which prevents this, has been abolished. Consequently, beings who advance towards the plan of duty, by preparing as groups, take on their first duty with their groups of 5 or 6 individuals, with a total understanding of duty, and within the possibilities of perceptual time and space. This means that they have entered the plan of duty. Therefore, the transition to the plan of duty occurs with a quite sweet preparation, as imperceptible and within a gradual flow, not like the transition from the world to the semisubtle, which occurs tumultuously, together with violent tremors and deaths. Afterwards, these beings begin to rise, by climbing towards the pinnacle of the cone of light, which carries the divine necessity from the initial stages of the plan of duty onwards, with an increasing speed of maturation, due to the ever-widening of their groups, and to the increase in comprehension, which becomes identical through the widening of these groups. This is the sublime end, which awaits human beings, who will pass to the plan of love. Therefore, this transition from the world to the semisubtle realm will allow beings to come together, with the contentment of happiness, which they have kept alive for ages in their essence beings, and pursued and strove for its vague intuition, without reaching any comprehension in the state of being human, at all, and could never be satisfied. And the value and power of the human being is in his knowing of his existence, and of the force in this transition.